Hello, good afternoon. This is David Sutter talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of March 23 to March 27, 2020. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the major forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame. This way, we can see what has happened this past week, and then I'm going to compare it to higher time frames, such as the 4-hour, daily, and even weekly. And I'm going to try to give you my analysis of what I think is going to be happening this coming week. Okay, so to begin with here, let's look at Euro USD. Okay, we see right here that we've had a slow and steady drop all week, right? And for a nice little downtrend, right? Now we see the price hit this level of support. It appears to be a pretty strong level of support. It came down to this level here, went back up, and then came down here and formed a blue arrow right here, meaning it's definitely going to be going up. Now the question is, it's going to go up, but is it going to continue to go down long term? So let's look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, we look at the 4-hour chart. We see that yes, we have a very strong level of support. So I do not feel that this is going to be going much further down. All right. Now if you look at the daily, yes, we have a very strong level of support. We had a huge drop, okay, the last couple of weeks. But now it looks like it's ramping up and it's getting ready to go back up again. So in one day we had a big gain and then drop again. Okay, so like I said, it has not formed a new uptrend yet, but it has formed a pretty strong level of support and it should be going up this week. Okay, now if we look at the weekly, we see the same scenario, right? We formed a strong level of support. Even the monthly, okay, the monthly, that's a little too big of a time frame to really get a good analysis, but this one definitely shows to be going up. So all time frames are pointing up. So I would be looking for buy opportunities this week. If you go to the 1-hour chart, let's go to the 1 hour, and what we can do is zoom out a bit. Oops. We see we have this downtrend, right? And we had an up arrow, then another up arrow. So what we need to do is draw a trend line like this, okay? And what this is going to do is it's going to mark our resistance. And once this breaks, if you use a 1-hour chart, okay, look for about 2 or more candles to break above, which is right here in this area, okay? When you get 2 or more candles above, then you can buy, all right? And once this happens, this price should be going up for the rest of this week. Now you're going to see a lot of highs and lows, and what you can do is you can go to a 15-minute time frame and trade based on that. You could trade from arrow to arrow. I feel that more or less we're going to see most of the range of market with a slight uptrend, okay, as this slowly works its way back up, because we had such a big downtrend for the last couple weeks. So it's going to take time for it to go back up again, okay? So this week, definitely be looking to buy. You can buy and sell if you want, but I would probably use a 15-minute time frame, maybe even a 5-minute, but I would look for buy opportunities only, okay? And also, you want to wait until this trend line breaks, okay? Use the 1-hour chart, wait for that trend line to break, and then you want to buy, okay? So anyhow, that's Euro USD. Let's move on to GBP USD. We kind of see a similar scenario. We have a downtrend, but the price at this level of support down here, and now is formed a flat range of market. Okay, so now the question is this going to be going back up, or is it going to continue to drop? Okay, so it might probably going to follow a similar pattern. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we see that yes, we have hit a pretty strong level of support and is already starting to form an uptrend. Okay, look at the daily, same scenario, right? So this should be going up. Same thing like Euro USD. It should be going up this week. I will be looking for buy opportunities only. If we look at the weekly, we see the same thing, even the monthly. Okay, so all time frames are pointing up. So if you go on like a 5-minute or 15-minute chart, look for buy opportunities only. Okay, save yourself the hassle. All right, you can do buy and sell if you want, but I would focus on buy opportunities only because that's the way the market is going. Okay, look at the 15-minute chart. It shows the sell right now, and it might drop. It probably will drop a little bit more, but once it hits a buy, then you want to buy. And if you go to the 1 hour chart like this, okay, we see we have this big downtrend, right? And if we draw a trend line like this coming down, we see, check this out, this right here, well, this is not perfect but close enough. This doesn't match right here, but we see we have a downtrend here, right? What happened is the price broke and then came back down and formed a support. Okay, that's normally what happens in the forex market. So you have a resistance, break, form a support. Now it's going to be going up. Okay, once that happens, hits that support, it's going to keep going up and up and up now. So I would definitely be looking to buy the GBP USD this week. Okay, moving on to Australian dollar US dollar, we see a kind of a similar scenario where the price dropped and now has been slowly trying to work its way back up, right? If we look at the 4 hour chart, we see, you know, pretty much the same thing. If you look right here, check this out. It's already starting to form an uptrend. All right, now this is not perfect, but maybe I go to the 1 hour, you can see a little bit better. Try to redraw this a bit, but you see we got a level of support right here. So again, this should be definitely going up this week. I would be looking to buy AUD USD this week. Okay, I know it's been very bearish. It's been dropping for the last, you know, few weeks, last couple months really, but now as you can see, it's starting to go up. It's forming an uptrend. Okay, so be looking to buy the Australian dollar US dollar this week. Even if you put on a 15-minute time frame, just wait till you get a buy opportunity. Right now it's hit the support, it's going up. So even though you don't have an error right here, I would definitely want to buy. Moving on to US dollar Swiss franc, we're going to see an inverse scenario. Okay, if the other ones are going down, this one is going up. So the US dollar Swiss franc had a steady uptrend this week, as you can see. Now the question is it going to be dropping this week? Okay, well, if the other ones will be going up this week, this one should be going down. Okay, now if we look at the 4 hour chart, we see that yes, we hit a pretty strong level of resistance, and it kind of, I call this a double top. It hit a resistance here, came down, came back up, it hit that same level. Although it did break just slightly, so there's a slight possibility it could go up more. But here's my take on the US dollar. Okay, if you look at what's going on in the world right now, we have this coronavirus, this COVID-19 going on, and unemployment rates are starting to rise in the United States and Canada also. And that's because all these people are out of work right now. So what's going to happen is the US dollar is going to be dropping. Okay, and I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing that this week we're going to see a big drop in the US dollar. I could be wrong, but it's definitely going to be going down. If you look at the 4 hour, you look at the daily, well, daily doesn't show when to go down, and the weekly doesn't either, but I feel that this is definitely going to be dropping just because we hit this level of resistance, and we should see a big drop. Like I said, you do not have a red arrow here, but that doesn't mean it's not going to drop. But what we need to do is, if you go to the 1 hour chart, okay, whenever I draw trend lines, I like to go to the 1 hour chart. And again, we need to draw a trend line coming up like this. Okay, this is going to mark your support. And what we're looking for is 2 or more candles to drop below. And what will happen is the candle, this will range right here, it'll break, come down, and then come back up again. This is a support right now. It'll break, form a resistance, and then drop. Okay, so I would be looking to sell the US dollar this week, but again, wait for this trend line to break before you do. Okay, because we don't know. it can hit the trend line and go back up, just because the daily and weekly still show to go up. Okay, so technically right now it's still in an uptrend. It has not formed a downtrend, but right now it is looking like it's definitely going to be dropping, especially based on what's going on in the news in the world right now. I think the US dollar is going to be dropping. Okay, so moving on to US dollar Japanese yen. Kind of see the same scenario, right? The price has steadily escalated this week, and now has, like I said, formed a double top. Hit this point, came down, and hit the same point again. Now we got a red arrow, and it is starting to go down. Okay, we don't know for sure if it's going to continue to go down, but if we look at the 4-hour chart, almost the exact same thing we just saw a second ago. Okay, so like I said, with what's going on in the world right now, it should be dropping. We won't know until we get next month's non-farm payroll report to see what the employment data is, to see if there's going to be a big drop or not. So right now, I don't think we're going to see a huge drop, but we will see. Okay. Like I said, with all the stuff that's going on, the US dollar is definitely going to get weakened. You see here the daily and even weekly should go up. So it's the same scenario. So long term, yes, it probably will go up, but for this week, I think it's going to be dropping. Okay, now how far, I don't know, because like you have a resistance right here, strong level of resistance, came back up, hit that same level of resistance here, and then broke. So now this is a support, so it will most likely drop down to here and come back up. Okay, and if it breaks down here, then it's going to drop even further, but which is the next level, which is right here. Okay, so you got two different levels of support right now. So I would not expect this to drop that far. Okay, at least that's, drop down to here, which is about a 2,000 point drop. So that's a pretty big drop in 1 week. So like I said, definitely draw your trend line on the 1 hour, wait for it to break, and then sell. Okay, so look for sell opportunities only. US dollar, Canadian dollar, this is a whole different animal, because both of these economies are really affected by this coronavirus, and both of their employment figures have really dropped. Okay, the unemployment has risen drastically, and there's all kinds of unemployment claims. The government is trying to send out money, emergency money, to all the families. So we will see. Okay, so a lot of people are out of work, a lot of people getting laid off. So we'll see the value of the Canadian dollar drop, as well as the US dollar. So what's going to happen is when you put the two together, US dollar and Canadian dollar, okay, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of range of markets. Okay, they're both going to be dropping, but one drops, the other one goes up. So if they're both dropping, you're going to see a lot of range of market. Okay, that's what's going to happen with this. Now, if you look at the 30-minute, okay, it started to go up and then it started to drop again. If you look here in the 1 hour, it still shows to go down. The 4 hour shows to go down. The daily shows to go down, and the weekly shows to go down. So we had this big spike up this past week, but actually the last 2 weeks really, but now we hit a very, very strong level of resistance, and it's already starting to work itself into a downtrend, right? So even on the 4 hour, look at this. If we could draw a trend line like this coming down. Look at that. So that marks your resistance right there. So we should follow this pattern coming down this week. Okay, like I said, it's going to be a fight between these two, but the Canadian dollar is a big, strong energy sector, and they're very big in oil, so that's what's keeping them alive right now. But I don't think there's going to be a huge drop. I think you're going to see more of a range of market, is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Now you see right here on the 30-minute, it hit this resistance and it's dropping. All right, so you're going to hit the level of support right here, and it's probably going to bounce off of this and come back up here. So you're going to see more of a range of market this week. Okay, if you put it on the 15-minute time frame, you kind of see that in a little more detailed. But you're going to drop right here, hit a blue arrow, come back up, hit a red arrow, and then form. Keep going sideways. If I zoom out a bit, it's hard to do. But this right here is kind of what we call a falling wedge pattern. Okay, when you have the price coming down, hit a support, and it forms like a triangle. Okay, I don't know if I can see that on the 1 hour. Yeah, you see it on the 1 hour chart. Okay, it forms like a triangle right here. So we're going to see the price come down in this area, and it's going to get trapped. Okay, now either it's going to break out and go up, or it's going to break the support and keep dropping. My guess is that it's going to break the support and keep dropping, but that's not going to happen for another week or so. So for this week only, you would look for the buy and sell both, really, because like I said, it's going to be in a range of market. So I would put everything on a 5-minute or 15-minute chart and look for buy and sell opportunities on both. Okay, but do not expect to get a ton of pips every single trade. Okay, now you can get a decent amount of pips. You look from here to here, that's already 2,500 pips or points. All right, depending on your broker. But if it drops again, which is already dropping, but from here where it's at right now going down, that's 1,800 pips or points. So that's pretty good. So you can catch a lot of pips coming down, up like that, and just keep repeating. Okay, so for this week, look to buy and sell only. Put it on a 15-minute chart and you'll be perfectly fine. All right, so that concludes my weekly trade analysis. If you have any other currency pair that you want me to trade that I did not cover here, feel free to hit me up on Facebook. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Please contact me there first. Also, there is a link from our private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, so this way we can all collaborate as a team and help one another. All right, that's my whole focus there. So anyhow, let me know how I can help you. Thank you and have a wonderful week.